if you start a business and think that you can work Monday to Friday, you're kidding yourself.
Oh,
Absolutely kidding yourself. I might have been on a TV show and you said, Michelle, I need to let you know that I had a date on my calendar circled for when I was going to take my life. And he said, because of you and what you've done for me, it's crossed off. Let's book another trip.
hey, Michelle, queen of travel. Can I say that, travel?
Yeah.
Because anything travel, I kind of see you there because myself as a person and Giselle and my company, anywhere I want to travel, doesn't matter if I need a flight or if I need accommodation or if I need anything that flies or floats, I'm screaming Michelle and you jump in.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's really what you do.
Yes.
You think of the traveling anywhere around the world, anything related to travel, you scream.
Yes.
And that goes for individuals and companies.
Individuals, companies, sporting groups, people that are going for golfing days, golfing groups.
And before I start
Or in a
going
rugby.
into a lot more detail in who you are, tell me about this big award that you won a week ago.
Yeah, well, it was the National Travel Industry Association. So we're not talking just another local award. We're talking
Yes.
national stage.
And there's a million competitors.
Like at least 8,500 people that do what I do in Australia
Yes.
that are registered to do what I
Yes.
do. So to be recognised as the most outstanding
Even
independent
if you're in
travel
top
agent.
800 would be amazing.
Exactly right. It was absolutely like mind-blowing to be recognised in the top 6. And I was
Yes.
actually at one of your conferences when I got the call. I was outside and Tara just happened to be out there and she's like, what's going on? So we got to celebrate together
Yes.
the fact that we got recognised. And
Yes.
if you look at the video, and Giselle literally just said it as well, she said, your face, you were so shocked because
But
I
you know what?
didn't expect
I tell
it.
you something. In business, first of all, I got goosebumps when I'm about to say this. Running business is hard.
Amen. to that.
People got no fucking idea how hard it is to run business. So there's a few stages. When we all decide to start our own business, enthusiasm through the roof, energy through the roof. You think, day one, I'm conquering the world. Day one hits, we got no sales, no money, we're burning cash.
Yep.
First of all, reality hits. Holy fuck, I need to eat. Reality hits. Second, which is a big reality, second big reality is this. How do I make my business break even? Forget about making money. Forget about me actually eating because I'm just living on rice.
Yeah, because someone's always got their hand out ready for money. Somebody, insurance companies.
You
and-
name it, right? So to make, and then because, the life that we chose being, entrepreneurial life, we chose this and I always say we can't complain because we all have a choice to work for somebody else and not have the headache. But the life that we have chosen, that life is so critical that we understand what we are going in for. But then we start, making great moves. But doesn't matter how well we're doing and how much we get punched in our face on this journey, we don't often actually sit back and say, you know what, you did a good job, Michelle. Michelle, well done. He just won an award for being the best in the country out of 8,000 bloody competitors or whatever you want to call it out there. And I bet even when you got that news, for 2 minutes you were screaming, the third minute you were back in trenches working.
Absolutely back in the trenches. It was funny when they announced it, I was shocked. And then I stood up and I looked at the stage to make sure it was actually my business that they called. I didn't want to be that person that
You
stood
didn't want
up
to get
for
up as like somebody
else.
else's business.
It's the whole Miss Universe nightmare, right? Where the wrong person walks out to get the crown. But no, it was my business. So
Yes.
it was just jump up and you've got the 2 minutes of celebration and then
Yes.
it's straight into media, straight into interviews, straight
Yes.
into meeting with all your major providers. Like we had all the big airlines were there, like your
Yes.
Singapore Airs, your Qantas's, all the major hotel chains.
And they'll know,
like
well, you know what, I'm on the stage.
Yeah, and I'm on the stage and they're looking at me. But the best part about that moment is they were cheering for me because I know many of them
Yes.
personally. Like the whole table of luxury escapes was right next to us.
Yes.
And they were filming it and cheering for it. Like they were probably the loudest table in the room.
Yes.
You know, so to have the biggest players in the room
Yes.
staring at Amplify on the screen, like, you know, I love hearing every time somebody says amplify, it's amplified, it's amplified. But holy God, my business was massively amplified in a room of 1,200 huge
How long ago
industry
did you
players.
start this business?
6 years.
6 years.
6 years.
Tell me, what is the most rewarding thing about 6-year journey?
I think the most rewarding is the fact that we've survived every roadblock, every hit, everything we've come against. Like, who would have predicted COVID, right? And we made it through COVID. And actually, I'm going to pivot. I'm going to change. There was a person, if I can share a story.
Please.
There was a traveller of mine, and he had a really tough run, and he was actually attacked here in Brisbane. He used to work on a vacuum excavation truck, and he was just doing his job. This woman ran up to him, and she was, you know, bloodied and bleeding, and she had been in a domestic violence situation. So he quickly protected her and said, quick, go to the nearest petrol station, call the police, I'll keep an eye out. Anyway, the person rocked up to find her and realised that this client of mine had protected her, and he attacked him very, very badly and created major damage for him, which is lifelong. Anyway, he was in a really bad mental health place because obviously he lost his job, couldn't pay rent, he was in a really bad financial situation. So he was planning to make a very bad life choice. So I got the phone call and said, quick, we've got this guy, we need to remove him from his situation and get him into a better place really quickly, otherwise it's going to be bad. And I said, okay, well, you know, how far does he feel moving from home? What are his favourite things to do? So I found out what made him tick, and I organised the relocation ASAP. I organised the experience. He loved fishing. I hate fishing. I hate it.
I love fishing.
Yeah, oh God. Well, he loved fishing, but I also got a bit of information about his personality. So I partnered him with the right care support to be able to look after him. Anyway, long story short, he had the experience. He did all of that. He called me a week later and he said, Michelle, I need to let you know that I had a date on my calendar circled for when I was going to take my life. And he said, because of you and what you've done for me, it's crossed off. Let's book another trip. And he realized life is worth living.
Yeah.
Life is worth it. And what I do is a mental health piece. Didn't start my business to just make people have fun all the time. It's about mental health. It's about taking people out of their day-to-day, whether they're living with a disability, whether they're running a huge corporation, no matter what they're doing, everybody needs to have that mental health break away from their norm and to go and see how beautiful and wonderful this world is. Like, you do it quite a lot with Giselle, and I was just saying to Giselle, I love the adventures that you guys go on because it's so fun, it's so exciting.
I think she's going to talk to you today about going to Dubai next month.
Yes.
The only thing about Giselle and I will just tell you 2 minutes before. We want to go on holiday tomorrow. And Michelle was like, okay, fuck me.
Hey, at least you give me 24 hours notice. That's more than some. That's more. But no, I'd say that's probably the most rewarding is having those phone calls from people that tell me that I've saved their lives. And it's not just that one, there's many.
Yes.
And
looking back over, you know what? There's always a lot more reward you can get out of making difference in people's life than just out of money. I always say that. Money, you make money great today, but the feeling you actually get by doing something good that can have an impact on somebody for better, that's when you get that kick. But same way you get the kick back badly if you do something for somebody and they take advantage of your situation. He was like, really? But at the same time, you're an asshole, but I'm still not going to lose faith in humanity. You know, there's still good people out there. And running a business over 6 years was the hardest thing. Where the hell do I start?
There's a lot of bad things in my industry.
Yes.
You know, I think probably one of the hardest things is I have to rely on everybody to deliver what they promise.
Yes.
You know, and your team saw that firsthand when an airline let us down, and it happens time and time again.
And 11 o'clock at night time, save our lives.
Exactly. And I wish they'd called me when you were in Croatia, but I didn't get the call until they were at the next airport, so I couldn't do anything.
So you got to be constantly problem solver.
Constantly. You know, but the thing is, my phone's on. So when I got the call from your team, okay, it was pitch black outside, but I still answer my phone.
Of course.
And I still jump on it and I try to fix it. And you know, it's relying on the airlines to take off, relying on them to, you know, make sure that their systems work to be able to connect them to the next flight, relying on hotels to not overbook, because hotels generally overbook by 110%, right? Just to make sure they've got the rooms coming in. So making sure the room's available, making sure people are put in the right rooms, making sure carers turn up if people are living with disability. Like if the carers don't turn up, that person can't get out of bed and can't use the bathroom. Make sure the equipment turns up. Because I've had people go to a hotel, the equipment's not turned up, they can't get into bed, they can't use the toilet.
Yes.
And I've called these equipment companies, I'm like, tell every single one of your staff, no one's allowed to use the toilet until you allow my client to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so controlling my emotions and my anger is also quite hard in those situations.
You are, like any business, I always say, we gotta be problem solvers. Because there's no day that you're not going to be hitting roadblocks, whatever that roadblock is. And the worst thing that we can do is just keep piling those problems and not do anything about it. So being that problem solver and constantly focus on solutions and enjoy the journey of actually solving it, because 80% of the stuff that we do is just dealing with shit on a daily basis, right? So how do I enjoy doing things that I don't like doing? You know, that's the key. Because, you can't walk into the business world and think to yourself, I'm going to enjoy everything. It's all sunshine and roses. There's a lot of shit in between too, right? But at the end of the day, you can't waste your time and dwell on the things that are not pleasant doing. You just chose the life that you're living, and part of that is running your own business, so deal with it and smile while you are doing it.
Exactly. And reward yourself once you've dealt with it.
Yes.
You know, remember to reward yourself and recognize, okay, that was a massive speed bump. Yes. I've achieved it. What now? I mean, I'm not saying go out and get drunk or do anything that. But, find a way to recognize what you've achieved. And, so many people I know want to go into business. And, they tell me their stories and what they want to do. And
do you think business is for everyone?
No. Sorry, did I answer that too quick?
No, fuck no. I'm with you.
No, it's not for everybody. If you're not willing to have sleepless nights, if you're not willing to work every possible hour of the day, if you're not willing to put your business ahead of your kids or your family or other elements, don't fucking do it. Like, don't do it. Because the first 5 to 10 years, you're in the trenches, right? You've got to get in, you've got to do the hours, you've got to be available. And there's very few businesses I know where you don't have to, right? So if people aren't willing to put in the hard work, if they're not willing to be the problem solvers, to face the hurdles, the good, the bad, the ugly, then don't do it. Just stick to a day job.
You know what? To be honest, that's what I was just talking to a friend of mine before. I said, people got no fucking idea how hard it is. How hard, because starting your own business, first of all, you forget paycheck, which means you're just starting business but you're not getting paid. Now, business got to be profitable for you to get $1. It means you got to pay all the bills, all the overheads, whatever they are, and then if there's anything left for you, first of all, you might not even take it because you might have to reinvest it in a business. Could be marketing, could be whatever the hell it is.
Insurance.
Everything. And people don't realize that, right? So mentally, I think it's that mental shift that anybody that wants to get in this world, you have to get very fast, adapt to you're not employee anymore.
Yeah.
Get that out of your head. No employee mentality.
No promotions, none of that.
You are it. You are it. So do I think it's for everyone? No. But people that feel this is them, it's rewarding. Of course, it's rewarding because financial freedom you can create for yourself after you fail about 6,500 times.
But if you don't fail, you don't grow. You don't learn.
You know what I mean? So the way I see it is just people just need to realize the price they're going to pay. Like you said, when you start any business, family, friends, kids. Like, I missed my nephew, Giselle and I don't have any kids, and I have 4 nephew and nieces, or 1 nephew and 3 nieces, and he's 11 now, but I missed 8 birthdays.
Oh my gosh.
And they were on Sunday. Where I think I was fucking working. That's what it takes to make successful business.
Yeah.
Period. You don't give all of yourself in it. You're just gonna end up being a dreamer, and you're gonna end up being disappointed.
If you start a business and think that you can work Monday to Friday, you're kidding yourself.
Oh.
Absolutely kidding yourself. It is 7 days a week. It is 24/7. If you're not running your business and working in the role of 3 or 4 people,
Yes.
then what are you doing? Like, honestly, you've just got to be available. You've got to be pushing harder than anybody else. I mean, from the trip that you experienced, I know that your team reached out to a number of travel agents.
Yes.
I got to you faster.
I will never use anybody but you. And I'm not just saying this because on this podcast, I don't give a fuck. If I don't like somebody, I don't like somebody. But with me, service in any business is very important. Mm-hmm. And part of the service is, I want to do something. Things might not go as planned. Mm-hmm. And if things don't, like, when we were in Europe, it was like, we want to extend this hotel for 3 days. You want to finish this hotel earlier. We want to do that. So with me, I just always need a problem solver. Mm-hmm. If I have an issue or I want to change my mind 6,000 times, I'll pay for it. But, I just need somebody that can work with me, that can understand. And I think that's the advantage you have by not having 5,000 staff. You can adapt to changes fast. Mm-hmm. Anything, if it's AI, if it's technology, if it's the service. Now, the next key is, if you decide to scale to 2,000 staff, how do you maintain the same quality of the service? Do you know what I mean? And I always say that's the key, right? Because a lot of us, if you start as a smaller business and like right now I got over 500 staff, like fuck me.
Jesus.
But by having over 500 staff, like we are constantly saying, how do we think like a smaller company that we can, or not smaller, that we can actually provide people a great service so people can thrive. And how can we do that? And so, that's just so critical to any growth, because the service that you're offering right now, I've been in business since I was 18 years old, and I'm 46 now, and I've dealt with a lot of different travel companies. With some of them are the largest in Australia. We never had the same service. And as much as we are relying on technology, on marketing, you can't beat great service.
You can't.
Like for me to leave your business, you have to stop. Mm-hmm. And then I will have no choice, and you're just warming up, so you're not freaking going anywhere.
No.
Full stop. What would you say is the next thing for you?
Gosh, I don't know. I mean, eventually the team will grow. Ideally, that's the goal, but not hugely. I would like to keep the team as contained as possible, because culture, understanding, and empathy is so important. And I was interviewed recently about, how many staff turnover I've had, and I've got one staff member that's been with me 5 years.
Yeah, that's amazing.
But there are a couple of staff members I've had to let go of because they just don't have the above and beyond mentality.
And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that, because you want to have the best, right?
Correct.
And unfortunately, a lot of people think being average or being just good enough is great enough. Mm-mm. It's fucking not.
It's not.
I always say, if you want to work in my business, there's a good chance I'm going to hire 10 people before I find one rock star. But that rock star, that's what I'm looking for. Mm. And unfortunately, a lot of people are very good at selling themselves, not following it through.
Yeah.
Big difference.
And you can see it pretty quickly.
Oh.
And I don't think people realize how quickly you can see it. Like, one of my favorite things to do is to watch people. I love human behavior and consumer behavior and things like that. So when I have staff come in, I'm watching them. I'm watching how they speak to people. I'm watching how they respond via emails. I'm watching what platforms they're using and how quick they're moving. Yes. And I'm sorry, if you don't meet the criteria, you just don't. It is what it is.
Yes.
So I am very strict with who I hire. But yeah, look, I'm looking to grow the team as Magnify. Like, we launched it this year. So as Magnify starts to grow from the corporate and sports area, that's definitely my major focus right now. I do have a couple of other businesses that I've put on ice they're still running somehow, which
See,
is great.
that being an entrepreneur, you're always thinking about next step. I always say would be, there's a difference between just a single business owner and somebody's got this mad, creative mind that wants to conquer the world, right? Because being an entrepreneur, when you're so into the game, you don't see work as work. You see it as a fun in a way, but you're always thinking about other opportunities. How can you actually learn, scale, grow? So game never stops, right? But the key, I always say, the key to everything, how do I enjoy entire journey?
Yeah.
How do I enjoy? Because I'm fucking 46, before I'm 56.
No, you're just getting started.
I'm just
You're a
getting warmed
baby.
up. That's in my head, right? I'm
Yeah.
thinking like, fuck, I'm just getting started, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, everything comes down to how present we are with the time that we use every single day. And if we are not present, if we don't see that we are adding value, if we don't see that we are all in a way that we really want this badly, then what's the point of doing it?
Exactly. And we talked earlier about how hard business is, and some people should, some people shouldn't. But
99% of people should never go into the business.
No. But if you go into a business and you love what you're doing, you jump out of bed every day, you get excited about opening your inbox or getting on the phones or doing something, that's the business you need to start. That's the
100%.
industry you have to be in. Like, I knew from the age of 15 I was meant to be in travel.
Yes.
I knew. My whole family's in fashion. They're all fashion designers, and I
Yes.
hate shopping and I hate fashion.
Hey, my shopping is I go to one shop, I see one shirt, I buy 15 of them, and I'm set for 2 years, or just buy whole black, so people can't even know if I'm wearing the same shirt or
I don't
not.
think I've ever seen you in a black t-shirt.
But, the thing is, the reward you get by being in control of your life is something else. But at the same time, if business is not for you, the drama, headache, unhappiness you're going to get from business is far greater. And having money doesn't make you a better person. Having money doesn't make you a happier person. Money can just give you, things you can do, whatever. But, I always say, if you're a miserable person, with more money, you're just going to be more miserable. If you're a happy individual, with more money, just be potentially happier, right? But it's just finding that balance, how to keep your feet on ground if you start making some. But, people start doing things for the wrong reasons. And I'm sure you see it all the time. I want to start a business so I can be rich, or quit.
Yeah. Or I'll have better time management. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. People that say to me, I want my time back. Okay, I'm 6 years in. I can better manage my time.
Yes.
But it's not work-life balance. There's no such thing of that in business. And okay, you can go to your kid's sporting event. Like my son's in the same year as Simon's son, so we're both at the same sporting events all the time.
Yes.
And even though we're present and we're watching our kids when they race, when our kids aren't racing, we're on our phones, we're working, we're negotiating. So it's...
But I think there's a free spirit. Last night I had a conversation with Simon, and he sold Culture Kings for a few $100 million. And he said when he sold it, when over $300 million dropped in his account, he was like, okay, I'm going to play golf all the time. Because he had all the money to do so, right?
Yeah.
He never had to work again. But...
Does he play golf?
Last night he said, Emil, you know how many times I played golf last 4 years since I sold the business? I said, what, maybe 10? You know what he said? 0.
Oh, no. All right, I need to twist his arm and get him out on the golf course.
I love golf, by the way.
Me too.
I said, why not? He said, I fucking love the game of the business. That's his golf.
Fair.
He loves it.
Yeah.
He loves it. He's so into it. He's so pumped, and he's just thriving at it. And that's what he chases.
But you can see it in his eyes.
Yeah, he loves the game.
You can see it. Like...
He loves the game. And he played golf 0 times.
Yeah.
What do you love doing? Okay, as a business owner, I do think it's important, maybe I'm wrong, for us to have a side hobby. Now, side hobby with me, I always say, my hobby is fucking business. I love it. It's my game, blah, blah. But is there anything out of business that you really enjoy? I'm gonna tell you my new thing before you give me an answer. You're gonna probably laugh. Something got into me. Last Sunday, I went to Bunnings and I built myself a veggie garden. This young lady, videographer Zara, she's laughing. And
I'm a little bit shocked right now.
Yeah, I know,
Did
right?
you get dirt under your nails?
Oh yeah, it was amazing. It's still probably got some. And I planted it. And last 4 days I can see it growing. And I got cameras around my house. And one camera I pointed it towards my veggie garden. And I got tomatoes, I got cucumber, I got capsicum, I even got strawberries, chilies. I'm so excited. It's the first thing I go home. I'm running into my garden. And now I got a big fucking headache. There's a possum, little fucker, that wants to eat my vegetables. So now I was like, okay, even with my little hobby, I have a war. Not alone I have a war in my business every day, fighting competitors and whatever challenge you're dealing with. Now I have this freaking war of actually, dealing with, the little people when I bloody attack my vegetables. So, but, with me, things that I really enjoy doing, I love health and wellness these days. I'm trying to have that as a new hobby, even I'm not motivated every day. But in life, I always say what's more important than motivation is discipline.
Yes.
Because of course you're not motivated to get out of your bed 6 o'clock every day and train, but it's the discipline that gets me up and let me train, right? So with me anyway, my little vegetables, and then I love fishing, even I don't fish enough. So I think it's good to find things that you can rest your brain for a minute and take it away from the war zone that you're in every day. What's yours?
Well, I love golf when I can actually go.
Are you a good golfer?
I might have been on a TV show for golf.
Bullshit. What's your fucking handicap?
I don't have one. I used to play. So I played from the age of 4 to 17.
Jesus.
And I used to compete, and Kerry Webb actually trained me at one point as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
So I do like to play.
I was hoping that you are shit so we can play golf and I can be like, I can stand out a little bit. And I'm quite shit as well, so I'm definitely never going to play golf with you, full stop.
No, you got to.
Oh my God.
You got to. Actually, I think I shocked some of the boys at the conference at Sanctuary Cove.
One of the things that we are working on now, we're going to announce it soon with One Life Club. We're going to have One Life Club golf annual championship.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so that's something that Carlo is working now. I think it's going to be sometimes early next year, and we're going to do it over a couple of days. So there's going to be a big thing where we're going to go travel somewhere and have a 2-3 days of actually golf that I'm looking forward to. I actually love golf. Funny thing is, last 5 years, my old house and now my new house, last 5 years I've been living on a golf course. And I played on it twice.
Can't you just jump the fence and...
I'm right on it.
Don't know if that's legal.
I don't have to jump the fence. I got a door.
Oh, sweet.
I can just go.
So I'll park at your house.
Literally. So I live on the golf course.
Yes,
twice. Actually, do you know, and also the golf course that I'm living on now is actually 2 18-hole golf courses together. And 200 meters behind my house is another third golf course. So I'm right in between, and I'm not taking advantage of it, but I love it because I love nature. I love peace and quiet. You walk a little bit, you talk to people, and I love the sport. And it doesn't matter how good you think you are, you always hit a bad shot.
Oh, everybody does. But I mean, I love the focus. Like, at the end of the day, it's just you and this little white ball.
Yes.
Right? And for us women, you're allowed to legally hit a little white ball. Smash it even.
As hard as you can.
Legal, as hard as you want to smash that. I know many want to smash, but anyway, I sound like a psycho. But it's you and the ball, and for me.
But you play enough?
I don't play enough. I don't play as much as I want to, and I should, because I'm right next to Emerald Lakes where I live.
Yes.
Like, so I've got golf courses all around me as well. You've got Royal Pines, you've got Emerald Lakes, you've got everything everywhere. But it's that chance to just zone in on just you and that ball. I don't go with friends. I don't go with family. I go by myself because it's me time.
Yes.
And it's, I don't know, I just find it so rewarding.
I find it therapeutic as well, to be honest. And I always say, as a business owner, we are exposed to so much. We are talking to so many people. We are thinking about, service, marketing, cash flow, chasing, new business, talking to staff, and we are constantly exposed. So our brain work 600% every day. It's not like, I'm just going to bludge today. No, our brain, our responsibilities we have don't allow us to actually rest for a minute. And the funny thing is, even when we go to bed, I promise you, most of us business owners wake up about 30 times, and every time we wake up, we're thinking about work. We don't wake up and thinking about, you know what? I'm thinking about nothing. No, we wake up because we are thinking about something, or something is bothering us, or we got some great idea. So we never take a minute to actually breathe, full stop. So to take yourself out of that, what I would call comfort zone for us as a business owner, is quite special.
I find though with golf, like even though you're taking yourself out of that moment and having a break, my brain still does go, and my phone's always facing me so I can see if clients are ringing.
Yes.
So I do have one thing that I do to turn my brain off.
Yes.
And it's sometimes at nighttime I'll watch like a stupid TV show.
Yes.
But like stupid where your brain doesn't
What's
work.
your favorite TV show?
You're going to judge me for this one, but it is what it is. It's an old one, but it was called The Girls Next Door.
Oh, that's cool.
Or Girls of the Playboy Mansion.
I'm sure every guy is supporting you with that freaking idea.
I just love it.
But
I
you know
love
what?
seeing these girls
Look,
work with you. And
to be honest, I think because I always mean this, because we are so much under pressure mentally every day. Sometimes we just like to take our brain to nowhere.
yeah.
Watch some brainless shit where you don't have to think. Like with me, I'll watch fucking Vikings and stuff like that. Or
Michelle Lagana just told me about that show.
Oh my! If you
and
haven't watched,
Spartacus.
or how about if you haven't watched Yellowstone? Don't tell me you haven't watched Yellowstone.
Okay, I've watched a little bit of it, but that's because I met.
Can you cut this fucking interview? Cut.
So I
Cut.
met the
She's
guy.
out.
I know. She's out Yellowstone. No, I've had to watch a bit. So my mum's been to Yellowstone to where it's filmed, and she's
No
met all the
shit.
actors. I've met Rip.
Wow.
So, yeah, I'll show you the photos.
So you watched Yellowstone, or not enough?
My mum and my brother went to Yellowstone, so I'm like, okay, well, where they film it. So I'm like, okay, I better watch a little bit. So I watched maybe season 1.
And you didn't finish season 2, 3, and 4?
I'm not a huge TV person, so
Who gives a fuck? It's a Yellowstone.
okay, I will try to watch it. I will.
Zara,
Put it on there.
can you tell my team to find me another travel agency? I am not talking to you. Only way I'm going to continue talking to you when you watch every season, and I will make official complaint to your mother to disown you as a daughter. It's like a fucking
should.
favorite show of all time, Yellowstone.
I think
Zara,
my mum
have you
would
watched
be-
Yellowstone?
Yes, another one. Thank
You sexed.
Zara.
You sexed
I'll
today.
take you. Come be a travel agent.
You go and work with her. It's like, fuck this. Oh my God, Yellowstone. Oh, you know what? Yellowstone to me was the show that good enough that I was like, I have to see if I'm rich enough that I can produce another season so I can watch it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
How's that going?
not going. I thought it was a good idea.
Great
I
idea.
was like, if I just got $500 million spare to throw for my own pleasure, I would create another season to watch it.
I think what encourages me to watch it more is the actors themselves and the producers and the directors. They're actually really nice people.
Yes.
They're good people. And, the way they treat my mum and look after her as
What's
well.
your favorite actor?
Oh, goodness. Male or female?
All time.
All-time favorite actor? Probably Bette Midler.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let me see if you can guess what is my favorite actor of all time. If you guess, and even I can get Zara to help you. If you two can guess, well done.
I'm leaning towards Vin Diesel. Is that the right name?
No.
No. Matthew McConaughey.
No, but he's fucking phenomenal.
He is the best.
If I was a girl, he'd be my boyfriend.
I thought you were going to say hall pass. I'm like,
even if Giselle lets me, I'll become gay for him, I reckon. He's cool dude. You know what I mean?
what
He's
about
cool.
George Clooney,
No.
Brad Pitt,
Denzel Washington.
Denzel? Oh, nice.
He is, in his older movies, he's like, have you guys watched American Gangster?
No.
Definitely delete this video. Me and you are no friends anymore. I knew I shouldn't do this interview for one reason. This is a fucking
I should
good
have done my
one.
research a bit better.
Okay, next time I see
American
you.
Gangster.
American Gangster
All
is
right.
movie about George Lucas, who was a criminal, It sounds bad, he was a drug dealer in Harlem, in the US, in New York, Harlem. And Denzel Washington is playing him. He was just so good playing this gangster. And there's a story behind it, and it's an unbelievable movie. So much drama and family and stuff, and a lot of us in business can relate to everything in that movie. You know, even that was a bad example of what he was doing. Great movie, great even love story in it, and you'll enjoy it. Yeah, but that would be my your favorite sport.
To watch or play?
Play is golf.
Play is golf.
Watch.
I would say, I'm going to sound really bad here, gymnastics.
Well, that's all right. That's admiring sport.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It's
So
what
clearly you're going to, you know what, this Olympic stuff, you're clearly going to capitalize that financially, right? With being in travel industry.
You asked me before what the next steps are.
Yes.
Let's just say I can't fully answer that question.
Right. So something is cooking. Can I be part of it?
I can definitely find a way.
Oh, man, that is freaking awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
One thing that I have learned, knowing you through One Life Club, I've learned that you are this free, happy spirit. You know, when you speak to somebody for 2 seconds, you can say, even a lot of us, you know, having issues, what is called living life. But with you, you're always smiling. It's always positive energy. And even, you know, this ladies' lunch that we just had, that Carlo dragged me there so he doesn't feel only male, you know, with 60 females there.
Isn't that every male's dream?
Yeah, well.
It's like The Bachelor.
Yeah. He said, Emil, you have to come with me. I was like, you'd be right. 60 ladies. I said, you're the best looking lady, Carlo. But I think, you know, I always say in life and energy is just so important, you know what I mean? And all of us, if we have a certain and big dose of energy that we can pass on to others, is just so priceless.
It's the best.
It's so priceless. And one thing that you have, I think, and I'm not here to give you advice by any means, but I you know, what I can see as a, you know, external individual from you, never lose that. Never lose your smiling and that positive energy, because I think that every person can make a good impact on somebody else's life. And in your case, you can and you have changed somebody else's.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keep that. If you were going to die today, what would you say to yourself if you know this is your last day?
You did bloody well.
You lived this life.
Oh, and I lived it. You know, I've got this policy, you know, everyone says, what's your New Year's resolution? For me, it's to say yes more to legal things.
Yes.
But to say yes more to fun and opportunity and figure out the logistics later.
Interesting. You know, most people will say, fuck, I wish I did that, or I wish I did that. So with you, I think it's important that we live.
Yeah.
Because we don't know when it's going to be our last day.
And, you know, you said that I'm quite a happy, positive person. I made a choice. Everybody's got skeletons in their closet.
Yes.
Everybody's had highs and lows, and, you know, about our personal low that happened a few months ago. But when I was 15, I went to a Tony Robbins conference. And it was at that moment that he taught me basically that you have a choice in life. You can continue to be negative, angry, vindictive, whatever, or you can choose happy. You can choose to wake up, jump out of bed, be a good person, smile. And so for me, from the age of 15, I learned to train myself every day. Like some people train in the gym, some people train for work, some people train at school, whatever. I trained myself to be happy every day. And now it just comes naturally, you know, and we get punched left, right, and center. But at the end of the day, I still choose happy. I still choose positive because it's so much more fun than being angry and vindictive. So much more fun.
Oh.
Like, why waste your life being mad or angry or trying to get revenge?
There's one thing for sure, life And clock doesn't stop ticking.
Doesn't stop.
Every minute is just keep smiling.
Yeah.
And it's so amazing to have you. Always. I'm a sucker for positive people, and I so don't like to be surrounded with people that don't see outside as a blue, bloody beautiful sky, even if it's raining. And it's so good to have in a One Life Club community because you bring a lot of value, not just as a travel agency, which we all love using, as an individual as well. So keep fucking smiling.
Thank you. Always.
And
even if I don't watch Yellowstone, you'll still be my friend.
Fuck that.
I
We're
will
not friends.
watch
I'm asking for your mother's phone number. I'm complaining.
Mum's desperate to be part of the group as well. It's so funny. So, I'm definitely not introducing you.
Yeah, I'm introducing myself to her. You're being kicked out immediately. But seriously, I have a lot of respect for any female, any male in business, anybody in business, but I'm all about girl power. And it takes a lot to be a business owner as well. And for you, what you're doing, by yourself, hustling out there and pushing, moving mountains. I'm a huge fan, and Giselle is as well. So just keep pushing the mountains. And I want to do this interview. Hopefully, both of us are going to be alive in 2032.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we're all going to be on some fuck-off yacht in Europe doing an interview there because you made so much money out of this Olympics that is coming up. Hey, let me ask you this. What do you think this Olympics will do for Queensland, for Brisbane?
I mean, Brisbane's already proven pretty loudly this year that we're on the main stage for sports internally in Australia.
Yes.
Right? We've won everything.
Yep.
Tick, tick, tick.
Yep.
Nailed it. State of origin even. So I think obviously it's putting Australia more on the map. But the biggest thing for me is everybody from around the world that are going to be watching the games are going to be looking at Queensland, right? So from a travel perspective, and I've been in this industry 20 years, pretty much every itinerary is Sydney, Melbourne, New Zealand. Or they'll go Sydney, Cairns, New Zealand. So for the games perspective, we want Brisbane to then be on the major itinerary plan for people all over the world, right? Let's push Brisbane out there. Let's push Gold Coast out there, Sunshine Coast.
And it's amazing cities, right? Which is interesting.
Amazing cities.
I think, when I was traveling, it doesn't matter if it's New York or somewhere in Europe, and people say, where are you from? And I said, Brisbane. And there's like, where is that? Is it close to Sydney? I said in Australia. He said, is it close to Sydney? I was like, fuck no, it's 1,000 kilometers. You know what I mean? So we are in Brisbane as a city. Yes, it is amazing, but it's still not on the world map.
It's not.
And I think Olympics might just push Brisbane that way.
It will. It absolutely will. I mean, it's up to our government and, the media to really push it as well. Yes. I'd be happier if Liberals were in. But anyway, that's a different conversation.
Story for a different day.
But, hopefully we've got the same Queensland Premier, by 2032. I don't know if that's allowed, but, I think it's up to the politicians, it's up to the media, and it's up to the people of Brisbane.
Yes.
So many people say when I'm travelling in the world, when I'm in New York, when I'm in London, they all say Australians are the nicest, funniest people. Yes. So it's up to every single person in our region to step up and promote the city, but be good people and prove and time and time again. Yes.
Because it's not just bringing visitors once. How can we get them to come back again and again and again?
Or invest in the city, right?
We are living in a beautiful state.
It's gorgeous.
Been a pleasure having you here.
Thank you for having me.
And I still like you when you don't watch my show.
I'll watch it.
Still delete this.